All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is 5 p.m. West Coast time. Let's see here. Probably right around 2 p.m. on the Hawaiian side, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. It looks like we have got a couple East Coast people in the house. Hey, Puzzy Cat, good to see you. Gina, all right, way to be here on the on the nose. I think Gina was the first one to say hello. Rick, of course, in the house. Felicia, super good to see you. And we've got eMusic on the YouTube side, which makes me very happy because I always like to see both sides coming through. And let's see here. So we've got Elaine, which I don't think I just said hello to until just now. And let's see, Felicia, yep, got you. And then Rick, it is time for some chatter. That is right. All right, eMusic, how am I feeling? We will get into that. But first, why don't we get the Black Cat party started? All right, let's do it. All right, we are back. Excelente. I'm so glad you guys are here today. I'm so glad we could be here today because, as mentioned last night, if you were hanging out at the cinema where we watched Spanglish, to very good reviews. So, but if you were here last night, you would know I mentioned that there may or may not be a show today. As you can see, there is a stream today, but I can say the throat is feeling a little bit worse than yesterday, even though I don't understand. And the coughing, although not as bad as yesterday, is still hanging around. In fact, I had to go get myself a coffee because I needed some milk or something on the throat, because right before the stream, the throat was just screaming in unhappiness. I don't quite know what's wrong. I've been drinking a bunch of water because ultimately most of my woes can usually be traced back to, when was the last time you had to drink water? But this time it's not, because I drank in a whole can and another whole can. So we're at like almost 30 ounces of water. I don't think that's the problem. Oh my goodness. Medium 7-Up in the house. No, I'm not jealous or anything, but I'm so happy that you, I'm so happy that you are here, even though you are also there, and there is in Hawaii. I think you're on Maui right now, but you might be in transit to something different. And let's see here. Shock, water goes down the water tube and the air tube shouldn't have it. That's true. That's true. Make extensive use of content and spare yourself. And that, my friends, is the plan for today. I do have a couple things I want to talk about because they actually need to be talked about. But ultimately, I've got a lot of videos lined up for all y'all. We're just going to be watching the creations of other Statterbox crew. But before we do that, we're going to listen up to what Miles has to say. He's at the commuter flight terminal, waiting for your itty-bitty Mokulea flight to go see Tina Rose Cager. At least that's what I'm assuming the TRC means. And we're going to go with that. So, yes, onward from Maui to the Big Island. The annual inter-island trek of Miles is underway, and we are super stoked to be a part of it. And so it looks like we've got Kulika in the house as well. Hey, good to see you, Mr. Man. And Puzzy Cat, honey's gonna soothe my throat. Yeah, you know, you bring up a good point, and I actually have some honey in my cupboard, but until you mentioned it, it hadn't really crossed my mind. So yeah, we got coffee and cream anyway. And it's Shock, medium, asking medium 7-Up to get a photo of the Aloha Keep Off Garden as you leave the Big Island terminal. Okay, well, he hasn't got to the Big Island yet, but that seems like a good plan for when he gets there. Honestly, we might get a couple. Actually, I think we will get a couple of those signs, not the Big Island signs, but because we did not have a Lono listening break last live stream, we have an extra long Lono listening break this live stream. It's a video that he and his EV mate, it's a video that Lono and his EV mate Vic made on the island of Molokai. It covers 3 songs, and we will get to see all sorts of bits and pieces of that island. Speaking of Lono and Vic, they are on the verge of getting their first project that was supposed to come out in March. Well, the Menahunis came out in force when that release was happening, and the ancestors spoke and said, this is not right. You need to fix it. So they fixed it, and now it's almost ready. And I would say in the next week or so, it will be ready for download. Project 2 is already being completed. We need to run it through post-production and get some liner notes. Project 3 is already being started to be recorded. So, even though a major setback on the Iwi music timeline, they are still plugging forward, and we're going to be getting more music than originally anticipated. So, great news on the Iwi front. Great news on the Lono listening break front, because we will be getting an extra long one today. But let's see here. We have got a Lono shout out going on. And by the way, not only does Lono have the chords and lyrics on his website, this particular download that he's got has liner notes that will be included with it. And the liner notes include the lyrics and the translations. So that makes me so happy. I am a liner note geek, which is why these types of things make me happy. But always knowing the lyrics is just a great fun, I think. All right, so Kulika, you're right. Honey does do wonders for the throat, and I will be taking advantage of that in a moment. And let's see here, Felicia, a hot toddy. You will not be seeing me drink a hot toddy on the stream. However, I think a hot toddy might be the very first thing I will be drinking as soon as I get off the stream tonight. I don't have any whiskey in the house. I only have vodka, which means I might have to go to my local bar to get myself a hot toddy. And I'll bring my own honey just in case they don't have the right kind, because I don't like that honey that's all fake. I don't like that honey that's all fake. Now, Pussycat, you just need the chords. As someone who does not play anything stringed, I didn't look to see if the chords were included in the liner notes. Interesting. I'll have to get back to you on that. So if there aren't the chords in the liner notes, well, then you'll still have to just go back to Lono's website, I guess, because that's where you will find the chords. Anyway, all right, so first thing I want to talk to you guys about. Now, I don't know, let's see here. I don't know if this applies to any of y'all, because it certainly doesn't apply to me. And Cindy, you sent me some pictures of the fire in your neighborhood. I have not found those yet because I had poor planning with my time management, which is a refrain you hear from me often. I was busy trying to put together a video that Pacola T sent me, and so I have not looked at pretty much anything today. So I didn't get the fire pictures yet. That doesn't mean they're not somewhere in my possession. But where did you send them? Did you send them via madstatter@gmail.com, or did you send them via Facebook Messenger? Because I did see your taco Facebook Messenger message, and it is something I need to try. Speaking of the taco thing that I'm just speaking of, I don't know if y'all have heard of this or seen it on TikTok or whatever, but there's this okay, Felicia, you come back when you can. Thank you so much for coming in and showing face. Good to see you. And your hot toddy suggestion, it's noted. Trust me, it's noted. But as for the taco hamburger, you guys, apparently on the internet, people are taking a flour tortilla, not the super big kind, just, the regular kind, and they're smacking. Hey, Bacola T, good to see you. I've got a video of yours that we're going to probably be showing today. So you take your little, tortilla, and you smash the hamburger real thin so it covers just one side of the tortilla. Then you fry the hamburger with the tortilla on top of it, and then you flip it over to cook the tortilla, and then you can put your cheese and whatever, and then you fold the tortilla, and you've got a taco hamburger. And apparently, I've seen this on the interwebs, and I was like, are you sure? And a lot of other people were like, oh, are you sure about that? So I watched a couple of videos of total naysayers who were like, this is not going to work. And then by the end of it, they found out it really does work. So if you are feeling lazy and you can't decide between a taco or a hamburger, you've got some meat, you've got a tortilla, you've got yourself a taco hamburger right there. And, all right, so, Cindy, one whole hill is totally black and heading to the canyons. That is incredibly frightening, and I'm going to assume because you're here online that you are in no danger, right? You're in no danger, Cindy, right? And then Bacola T, cheese layer below the hamburger would tie that all together. Funny you should mention that. No, that's not how it has to happen, because you see, so okay, you originally, you got your tortilla, and you squish your raw hamburger on top, right? So you put the raw hamburger on the griddle, cook. And then you flip it so you can cook the tortilla. Well, when you're cooking tortilla, that's when you put the cheese on to melt it. And apparently it works wonderfully. But yeah, you've got the right idea. There's definitely cheese in there if you want it. So, but back to the original topic that I was trying to get to before we got sidetracked to yummy food taco-ness. We are now talking about sort of yummy-ish, I don't know, sort of yummy root beer. And let's see here. Oh, Pussycat, they're selling pancake tacos at IHOP, 3 pancakes for $6. That actually could be good, depending upon how sweet the pancake is. Hopefully not that sweet. Some pancakes are sweeter than others, right? But anyway, we can talk about tacos more. But right now, we're going to talk about A&W. A&W root beer and A&W cream soda. Apparently, they have just settled a class action lawsuit because on their labels, they advertise as using aged vanilla. Aged vanilla in their sodas. Well, I guess chemical analysis has found no evidences of real vanilla, let alone aged vanilla. And so because they false advertise real aged vanilla on their labels, now people are eligible for money back. So if you in the last 7 years have purchased A&W cream soda, A&W root beer, or A&W sugar-free root beer, you are eligible for $5.50 back. And if you actually have receipt proof of your A&W purchases, you are eligible for all of the money you spent on A&W purchases up to $25.50. So I guess basically 5 claims. So, Bacola Teeth, yes, they are the soda cheaters. So, if all you guys, all right, Medium 7-Up, see you later, you're boarding the plane. So glad you could come in and say hello for a minute. Safe flight, yes, indeed. But if any of you guys drink A&W root beer, I don't like root beer of any kind, so this is just not my shtick. But I figured some of all y'all might be root beer drinkers, or maybe cream soda drinkers. Once again, not my shtick. And so, in case this is something that affects you and your life, it's not a recall, Pussycat. It's not a recall. It's a class action settlement. There's no recall, absolutely safe to drink it. It's just that the labels on A&W cream soda, A&W root beer, and A&W sugar-free root beer all say real aged vanilla. And apparently a chemical analysis has shown there is not only is there not aged vanilla, there's not real vanilla. It's just all chemical fake flavoring vanilla. And so, for whatever reason, somebody decided that was lawsuit worthy. So $15 million later, they get to disperse that $15 million. So if you're someone who drinks this and has drank some or purchased some, in the last 7 years, you are eligible, and you can go to rootbeerandcreamsodasettlement.com. I tried to make that link noticeable up on the top, but it really isn't. So so I'm going to write it in the chat, and that should be a hot link. And last I read the website wasn't up a few days ago, but I think it should be up now. And yeah, Pussycat, fake vanilla, vanillin is what it's known as. And yeah, fake vanilla is very common because real vanilla is super expensive, actually. Like vanilla extract, vanilla is, after saffron, the second most expensive flavor in the world, which is really weird to me, considering how rare and unoftenly used saffron is, and how often vanilla is used to such a point that bland and unflavorful, the term vanilla is sort of synonymous with nothingness, right? You know? But Cola T, you could pretend you drank the fake vanilla and file a claim. You actually could, because they are allowing claims to be filed without proof of purchase. And you would only get $5.50, but you still would get $5.50. Now, if you did actually do it and you still, for whatever reason, have the receipts to prove in the last 7 years you purchased A&W products, you can be reimbursed up to $25.50. So, I wanted to let all y'all know that, and it does sound like Pussycat drinks a lot of A&W. So, Pussycat, you might, obviously you don't really care that it's fake vanilla. You didn't bring the lawsuit, but hey, you could maybe get $5.50, which could go towards buying a root beer float someplace. Now, one reason, and remember, it's not just the root beer, it's also the cream soda. It's the cream soda, it's the sugar-free root beer, and it's the regular root beer. But it's only A&W, and it's not any other drink from the same company. It's just those three labels. And I'll tell you what, Pussycat, they didn't want you to know it was fake vanilla. They were telling you that it was real aged vanilla. So, they clearly wanted to keep that a secret, as it were. And but honestly though, if you look at say a Pop-Tart or a heavily processed, Keebler cookie or something, and you look at the ingredients, chances are you'll see vanillin. It's like vanilla but with an N at the end, and that is artificial vanilla flavor. Because like I just said, real vanilla flavor actually is very expensive. And so you can make it fake real easy. And so most industrial products are, industrial baked industrial type, industrial made consumer products are usually with the fake stuff. That's what I'm trying to say. And I know, Rick, exactly. They know that almost nobody gonna have receipts from the soda. Precisely, which is why basically you're gonna get $5.50, proof or not. And Shock is coming in with, we get vanilla paste, real vanilla paste for ice cream and stuff, and boy is it pricey. Absolutely it is. I believe it's going to say it's a 12-ounce bottle of vanilla extract. So it's not the paste. It's not the vanilla paste is like the highest of the high end. I've got the vanilla extract that's real, and a 12-ounce bottle of real vanilla extract, and it's Mexican vanilla, not the hoity-toity expensive. Like, there's different grades of vanilla or whatever. So even though I have real vanilla, I have the cheap real vanilla, and even though it's cheap, it's still not cheap. A 12-ounce bottle of real stuff costs over $20. So it's absolutely not a cheap spice. And Shock, when you're putting so little sugar in your ice cream, it's totally worth it to pay the price. You know, Shock, I actually think I disagree. I think that if you're making homemade vanilla ice cream, the amount of sugar or not, it doesn't matter. You deserve the poppin', most bommin', excelente vanilla ever. Now, having less sugar, obviously, is another gooder, better reason for having the paste, but I don't care. Even if you're going to put the same amount of sugar as usual, I still think if you're going to be making vanilla ice cream at home, might as well make it the best of the best, and that requires the paste, because there is nothing like a full-flavored mouthful of vanilla flavoring that's just awesome. And Darlene, I get my real vanilla, the Mexican kind, from my favorite place, and that is Penzies. That is correct. So, Darlene, you might be more. I pulled the $20 out of thin air, actually, but I know that like that 12-ounce bottle of Mexican, it's like between 18 and 22 bucks, I think, isn't it? I mean, it is. I'm not lying. You can kind of you can verify that what the price point that I mentioned was. It might be pulled out of thin air, but it's not made up. Like, it's based in reality, right? And by the way, you guys, Penzies is an excellent place to get vanilla paste, vanilla sugar, among other great spices. The spices at Penzies are very fresh. They seem like they're a little bit more expensive than store-bought, but they've got so much more flavor that, like, a teaspoon worth of Penzies is worth a tablespoon of store-bought, if that kind of makes sense. And Darlene, you think it's even more than that. You'll have to look. I actually think it's more than that too. I was sort of erring on the low side. So Darlene and I agree. $20 for 12 ounces of real vanilla is a low side estimate. That's how expensive real vanilla is. In fact, my best guess is a lot of y'all probably didn't know it growing up, but your mom had a McCormick imitation vanilla, not a real vanilla, because real vanilla is really expensive. And Cola Tea, you took the words right out of my mouth. You gotta get the real stuff because it's gooder-er. That is exactly right. Gooder-er. All right, so that's the one thing that I definitely wanted to let everybody know about. Now, excuse me, the next thing I thought I could share with you guys, is something that Darlene shared with us, and I put together, and, oh, Rick, oh, awesome! And, okay, oh my god, you guys, I am such a flippin' liar, and Darlene is coming in with the full-on truth. $40 for 12 ounces. Twice as much as what I said. I must be in denial about how much money I spend on vanilla. But, okay, there we have it, you guys. That's how expensive the real deal vanilla is. 40 ounces, excuse me, $40 for 12 ounces of the extract. So, yeah. Vanilla, not cheap. Not as expensive as saffron, but definitely not cheap. And I love that you guys always see our 220s on the shelf. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Rick. And Shock, that is true. You can get widely varying grades and prices of real vanilla, but the quality does correlate with price. Absolutely. And that is something about Penzies vanilla that is worth the extra, so to speak, because when you open it, it's the pungency of that vanilla syrup. It's so much stronger. It's so delicious. And it really is worth the money to get the good stuff. And yeah, Pussycat, see if your wife can dig in the recycle bin or wherever the heck and get some of those receipts. Absolutely. And Gina, you just use the small bottles of extract for cooking things, and not a lot. Yeah, fair enough. I used to bake a lot, and so I could go through a 12 ounce of real vanilla like in a couple months. Now I have since ceased baking as much as I used to, but I used to sometimes go home and just like bake oatmeal raisin cookies just to soothe me, because I knew the recipe by memorization, and it was just a little thing I could do. I don't do that anymore. No one needs to have multiple dozens of oatmeal raisin cookies at their house every night, every day of every night. And sometimes I was so stressed that that's exactly what would end up happening. And yes, Darlene, there's also the double strength vanilla that Penzies sells at 6 ounces. Bottle is $54. Yes, and you know what? My boss bought that once, just to try against the single bean, basically, and she doesn't think it's worth it. She doesn't think that the oomph of the vanilla is worth that double is just not it's just not worth it. And what she does, and now what I've done is, your old bottle of vanilla extract that has the bean in it, you just put the bean in the new bottle. And Pussycat, doesn't vanilla have alcohol in it? Yeah, vanilla extract, vanilla paste does not, vanilla bean does not, but vanilla extract, that's basically all it is alcohol that a vanilla bean has been soaked in. And so the flavors of the vanilla get put in the alcohol. And so you're basically putting, like a teaspoon of vanilla soaked vodka in your cookies. And let's see here. Elaine, is pure vanilla an aphrodisiac? I've never heard of that, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, come on. It's so decadent. But yeah, you guys, that is what the vanilla bean extracts are. You can totally make your own vanilla extract if you want, but part of what makes old school vanilla extracts better than one you could make at your house is they're oftentimes made in little barrels, right? And so the barrel itself starts to get seasoned with the vanilla, and so the barrel also creates a little bit of that background note and flavor of the vanilla. And so if you find a good, Penzies really does have a good vanilla. And once you find a good one, sometimes you realize just how not good that other stuff is. And so, Picola T, you're going to head to the theater soon. Tonight's matinee play, or today, is Once Upon Another Time. God, you seem to be going to the best local theater these days. That is awesome. So glad you could come in and enjoy our talk about desserts and vanilla right now. And Darlene, you moved the bean to the other bottle as well. Of course. And let's see here. So Shock, yeah, your husband tried extracting vanilla from vanilla beans once. So I'm just curious, how did that work out? I can sort of tell by the tone of your phrasing that it didn't quite bring results maybe everyone was hoping. But what did he do? Did he basically put a vanilla bean in some kind of alcohol? And I wouldn't be surprised. Ooh, I wouldn't be surprised if someone's maybe made vanilla rum, like vanilla extract with some rum. Are you picking up what I'm laying down? Rum instead? I might have to do that. He basically just put a vanilla bean in Everclear. That's basically how they do it. But was the final result palatable? I mean, obviously not palatable to take straight. But I mean, did it work as vanilla extract? And he may have scraped the shells. Yeah, I don't know. I've never made it before. I know that they like to soak the bean in the stuff, but I can only assume they must scrape it too, right? I mean, to get the... I don't really know. Oh, Pecola tea, the play is traditional fairy tales in Pidgin. Of course it is. That's exactly what the name says. So that sounds super fun. And Pecola tea won't be here later on to see the super fun thing that she did, which is unfortunate because I kind of needed her input. Pecola tea sent us a wonderful video, but unfortunately, I don't know. Actually, let me rephrase that. Pecola tea sent us a wonderful series of videos. Unfortunately, I am not sure what order the videos are supposed to be played in, and I know I got the order wrong. So I was kind of hoping Pecola tea could point and laugh and just be like, oh dude, that last part, yeah, that was at the beginning, and that beginning part, that didn't happen till the end. What are you doing? But we're gonna maybe watch it out of order because you see, Pecola tea went on the all-terrain vehicle rides at Kualoa Ranch. Now, I don't know how much those all-terrain vehicle rides cost, but I do know that we've got a 25-minute video from Pecola tea that gives us a lot of the best views of that Kualoa Ranch exhibit and situation. So, if you're not on the island of Oahu, or if you are on the island of Oahu and just don't feel like spending money, we actually have a video that maybe Kualoa Ranch doesn't want anyone to see. It could be a secret video. A video unlike no other, because no tourist has ever taken a video of their ride through the jungle at Kualoa Ranch. Of that I am certain. That I am certainly lying to you. But we have a copy, so we're gonna watch it in just a minute. And let's see here. Shock though saying, I remember him opening the bean and scraping it, but I don't remember if that was the vanilla extract project or some other propeller head engineer nonsense. Of course. And wait. Oh, dude. Oh, Elaine, decadent. Yes, I love pure vanilla. My friend grows and gives me fresh vanilla beans. You are so happy. Oh my god. And okay, Pecola tea, doesn't matter which order of videos, ride up and with view of fish ponds. It was buku bucks, but the grandkids are worth it. See, so Pecola tea is saving us buku bucks. And that is awesome. Cause not that I want to like steal from the Kualoa Ranch, but I don't want to pay buku bucks. I'd rather just, watch the video that Pecola tea gave us. And so this is a series of 7 videos that I'm going to be running. But before we do that, this is, I believe, the vehicle that Pecola tea was riding in along with the grandkids. I don't remember exactly what these ATVs are called, but boy, are they fun to scoot around the mountains with. And eventually, we ended up... That's right, I'm pretending that we were all with Pecola tea on this trip. Eventually, we ended up here, and that's up there looking above the Kualoa State Park. There you see Chinaman's Hat to the left. There's that big old pond thingy. I guess it's a fish pond, although I didn't realize that. That's right next to Kualoa State Park. I did not go there when I was at the Kualoa State Park, but we were right next to the path towards those fish ponds. And okay, it's an APV, all-purpose vehicle. Indeed, the UTV was fun and extremely dusty. I'm not at all surprised. So, this is the beautiful view. It is the landscape view. Now, the video itself is going to be in the up and down mode, the portrait mode. But this is in the beautiful landscape view. We just got to zoom in over what is Kualoa State Park, and there's the beautiful mountains behind. My beautiful, beautiful favorite part of the island is basically this side of the island. It's this side of the island is the it's the side of the island where my very first memories were made of, and I love it to this day. And just in case anyone asks, they shouldn't be asking anytime soon. But let me just put the word out, and I know this is kind of creepy, but I want my ashes scattered on that side of the island, all. Okay? Putting the word out there. Now, all right. Rick letting us know UTV is a utility task vehicle. Terry in Scotland is coming on in, and I don't know if he's rated or if he just came on in, but I'm super stoked that Terry in Scotland is here. And let's see here. I don't know what Gina just said, but it sounds like she knows what she is talking about. And so, all right. So, you guys, we are, excuse me, we're about to go on a stolen journey through the Kualoa jungle, thanks to Pecola T and her grandkids. So let's get it started. Boop.
I got my one pair of slippers and my dog that bites. The neighbors started drinking, pretty soon going fight. I play my ukulele and that's alright with me. Mahalo ke akua na amukua, na kuwhena. Mahalo ka ohana. Okay, apa. Come on, we go do it.
On the day we met, I didn't like the words you said. I didn't like the things you did, and I was so annoyed. But as the time went by, you caught my eye and I realized I stood there in my loneliness. You I can't avoid. God watches over my friend. He lends out a helping hand when I'm not there. When it's all over and all is said and done, I will be here for you, my best friend. And you didn't laugh when all the class found happiness watches over my friend. He lends out a helping hand when I'm not there. When it's all over and all is said and done, I will be here for you, my best friend. Then it came that day when we would say goodbye, my friend, and have to go our separate ways. We gave each other lace. If it was meant to be, then now I see what you've taught me. I will never forget you, my best friend. God watches over my friend. He lends out a helping hand when I'm not there. When it's all over and all is said and done, I will be here for you, my best friend. My best friend. My best friend. I met a pretty wahine down the beach at Kualoa. You are my darling. I met a pretty wahine down the beach at Kualoa. E kui pokeia. I met a pretty wahine down the beach at Kualoa. You are my darling. I met a pretty wahine down the beach at Kualoa. E kui pokeia. My down the beach at Kualoa Ranch. You are my darling. I met a pretty wahine down the beach at Kualoa
All right, there you have it. So, definitely rough. No color corrections, although I don't know if many color corrections need to be made, because that was some pretty good color. No, let's see here. No color corrections, no stabilization. This video was as raw gets. So, hopefully I'm going to be able to figure out a way to get it more in order, because I know that I'm not in order. But I still am not exactly sure which clips. I'm just not really sure the order in which. I know it's not in the right order, but I'm not sure what the right order is. Either way, I'm going to be working on that to make it one video with some proper music and take out the engine noise, etc. But I did want to share it with you guys today, because if I didn't share it with you guys, I might forget that I had it. And that is, no, shock, the file names are not in a consistent pattern. Trust me, I looked, because mine gets saved in a very logical pattern. But this, I mean, there might be a logic to it, but I am not following any of the logic. Luckily I have the files both renamed and with their original names, so maybe I can decipher the code with the real names. I tried to, it just wasn't connecting. Cause usually it's like the time, the date, the blah, blah, blah. I mean, like usually there's a method to the madness, but this time not so much. So I did the best I could, and I know that it wasn't right. And exactly, the time spent can be fun depending upon what order they were sent in, but the OS should offer their creation date. I'm gonna look, and Darlene, I know your videos aren't always in order either, and that brings me to the next set of videos that I wanted to share with you, because it was a video of Darlene's garden, and it's an excellent video, but Darlene, you are probably gonna point and laugh and say, oh, yeah, that's not the right order. I tried to do it in the proper order. I tried to take the cues from the background as to which was what, but I am very unsure of my success. Now, Shock, maybe she's gonna give me some wisdom that I know. Okay, so Mad Statter, in the Explore window, that is an option when selecting columns. Let's see. I don't know what you mean by that, but that's okay. I'll see if I can figure that out. All right, so let's see what we've got here. Oh, Shock, thank you. Send me a screenshot and I might be able to figure that out. The master of my technological universe has come to my aid, and that is Shock, sending me info on how to do things, because most of the things we do here are because Shock showed me how. Actually, that's not true. Some of the things we do here is because Shock was tired of showing me how, and she just went and did them herself. Like all of the shout outs, all of the, any of the commands, I didn't do those. Those are all Shock. Because she was just like, you're useless. I'm going to do them for you. And ultimately, she's right. I was useless when it came to that task. But that task is not this task. And this task is getting a garden grown. That's true. Shock did not say any of the words. Okay, first off, yeah, let me make that clear. all of the things that I just said that Shock said to me, she actually didn't. These were all things that I think in my mind about myself. You know what? I'm so sorry, Shock. I didn't mean to put all that on you because that was actually not, that was not a direct quote. That was just, she's just so much better at stuff that, like, you know, I feel like I'm flipping useless. So I will take on the mantle of uselessness. But yes, she did not say any of those negative things about me. I was the one who said them about me. And then I said she said them. But I knew the truth. Yeah, I'm sorry, Shock, you're right. You didn't. You did not. Not one bit. And thank you so much for dropping me a screen grab in the Discord. Hey, Shock, while you're in Discord, or if it's within arm's reach, could you drop a link to the Discord in the chat? And then that way, if anybody wants to join the Discord, you can. Not a whole lot goes on in Chatter with Statter Discord, but it is a handy place to have access to, because generally speaking, if I am going to be sick and not hosting a show, I will post it there. I also try to post it on my Facebook feed, and I also try to tell the mods if I'm able to that it won't be happening, so at least the word can get out and people won't freak out. But so yeah, Shock just dropped the Discord link. If you haven't joined, you're more than welcome, and if you don't want to join, that's fine too. That's totally cool. But right now, what we are going to watch is, oh, and that's a non-expiring link. Fantastic. I didn't know you could do that. That's good to know, because I thought that was expired. All right, so what we're going to do now, though, is we're going to take a trip through Rick and Darlene's garden. Actually, that's not true. We're going to take a trip through Darlene and Rick's garden. And if you've been here before, longer ago, back in the day, a few months ago, before Rick and Darlene went to their Hawaii trip, they were worried about the garden because their weather in Wisconsin was acting weird and funky. And they weren't sure if they were going to get their garden prepared in time enough for blah, 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 because they were going to be gone a month. Well, it looks like, honestly, it looks like their garden could, like, self-sustain itself for several seasons, because, I mean, like, well, just look at this, dude. Like, this is a garden. I mean, full-on garden. All right, we're going to go take a look in it. Let's go get lost.
Some of the garden beds: pink poppies, red bee balm, a couple little flowers like a yellow marigold or two, some oregano growing, dill that comes up on its own, and cabbages and baby pepper plants. Continuation. Tomatoes, and they're doing good, getting lots of flowers on. More little poppies, black-eyed Susans. That's a big tomato plant, liking it there. That's a squash plant. Couple hanging baskets with hummingbird feeders. Some coral bells. Some bee balm, like the other red bee balm. Little yellow carnations. That's purple asters that'll be blooming in early fall. Some lilies, some blue balloon flowers that will open soon. The buds are there. Continuation, hosta plants. They're doing good. The little ones are getting ready to bust open with their flowers. More lilies. And purple coneflower that will be opening soon. This is bergamot or purple bee balm. This is the red bee balm. The hummingbirds love the red bee balm, but we'll go to the purple too. It's quite tall. And some yellow calosis and some black-eyed Susans that got a little burnt in the sun, but they're doing okay. Behind the fence is more poppies. I forget what these are. They get little purple flowers all over. This is some new berry bushes growing for blackberries. and poppies and dill that just seed and grow everywhere. I get fresh dill and poppies all the time. The other side of the fence is gooseneck, because these flowers get really long and bushy and tall and full of white flowers, and the bees love it. And that brings the pollinators in to help pollinate all the flowers and vegetables. Blackberry bush starting. These accidentally got killed by Rickfoot. He was trying to prune and got a little bit too aggressive, but we have them coming back. There's even more babies growing in there. And some asparagus fern. You have to let this go after they're done producing asparagus spears to develop more roots for asparagus next year. And here is the black-eyed Susan. Some got damaged in a windstorm. We had to tie them up with a string. They were knocked down. And a few lilies opening up. My rose bush is looking a little sad this year. The heat is just getting to it too much. One more. This is called a smoke tree. There's different variations. This is more the purplish, and these puffs of wispy things are their flowers. They're really unusual, different. See, the leaves are more of a purple tinge.
All right, there we have it. So that is Darlene's wonderful garden. And if you were wondering what a purple smoke tree was, that is exactly what it is. The last house that I lived in used to have a purple smoke tree. And so the flowers basically, when you look at, I'm not sure if it came through real clear in the video, but basically it looks like the tree is putting off puffs of smoke. The flowers themselves look like little puffs of smoke, right? Well, the tree that I had in my backyard in the last house that I lived definitely had like some flowers, so I could totally see how it got its name. But holy flirking snit, Darlene's smoke tree is the smokiest smoke tree I ever did see. That has got some serious smoke coming at it. So I have to say, even though I don't know what I'm talking about, but judging from the smoke coming off that tree, there's a very happy tree. Yeah, that's right. It's smoking itself into happiness is what that smoky tree is doing. That is a very happy tree. Actually, a lot of those plants looked very happy. And so, very, very happy tree. And let's see here. Yeah, Shock, your little purple smoke tree was tiny. Yeah, the one in my backyard, I don't know if it was a purple or if they've got a red version. The one in my old backyard looked a little bit more red, and it was big. It was probably as big as Darlene's tree, Darlene and Rick's tree, but it just did not have the flower output that hers did. And so let's see here. So the usually docile Rickfoot got a little over enthusiastic with pruning, yes. But you know what? Blackberries really, they'll take a couple years to come back, but trust me. Just trust me. They'll be back. Yeah, they'll be back. And let's see here. Rick, okay, well, I stand corrected. Rick is the one who planted that smoke tree from a little sprout you saved out of the side garden. All right, well, then I guess that is Rick's tree, not Darlene's tree. And Gina, what is a purple smoke tree? It's this thing. Hold on. All right, we're gonna do this.
Of the garden
and then
beds.
we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna fast forward to the smoke tree.
One more. That's is called a smoke tree.
Right there.
There's different variations. This is more the purple.
Now, what kind of tree is it? Oh, good Lord. I cannot answer you that.
Are their flowers?
It looks like Shock is
really
coming in with a Wikipedia
different.
article that might be able to tell you
leaves are more
what
of a
kind of
purple
tree it is.
tinge.
I just know of it from its its, colloquial name, which is the smoke tree. I'm sure it's, Smokitus anarocticus perpetuatus or something. I mean, it's not, but and shock, yours was in a hotter area. Well, now that I think about it, if it's a tree that is meant for warmer climates, I guess it would make sense that the version in the Pacific Northwest backyard that I lived in wouldn't necessarily be its prime climate and habitat, as it were. So there you have it. All right, so let's see here. It is the Continus, Terry in Scotland. Continus, or smoke tree, the smoke bush, is a genus of 7 species of flowering plants in the family Anacardicapadapata. Yep, that's right, and it's closely related to the sumacs. I don't know how to speak French. I don't know how to speak Latin. I don't know how to speak? Okay, so, all right, so we have one more video. Actually, we have a couple more videos. Boy, did I stock us up on the videos today because I wanted to keep my throat not so painful. But we're going to do one last more video because we didn't have a Lono listening break last time, and we're on the verge of not having a Lono listening break this time. So, final video for the day. It's a couple songs as we go through Molokai. So, let's go back to a different Hawaii island, not Oahu this time. This time, we are on Molokai. All right, let's do it. Boop.
Auheala oe, mai ka ili, Molokai nui a hina, po'i mai ka ua, e pili. Auheala oe, ho'i mai, auheala oe, ho'i mai, Molokai nui a hina, ho me hanau pule o aina kaya ke a me kuapaka. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. He puna hele Hawaii Lona, aua na I ke kai, Pa'ani anona keiki atu oi, he aloha no ka ili o aukai, he aloha no ka ili o aukai, Molokai nui a hina, ho me hanau pule o, aina kaya ke a me kuapaka. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. Make au e haoli ia oi, e ke aloha, hoa I paani kai papau, he puna hele Hawaii Lona, he puna hele Hawaii Lona, Molokai nui a hina, ho me hanau pule o, aina kaya ke a me kuapaka. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. Molokai nui a hina, ho me hanau pule o, aina kaya ke a me kuapaka. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. Please, oh please, bring Hawaii Lona home. Ei noa no Me Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau ia oe O me hana o pule o Me Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau ia oe O me hana o pule o E aloha no kaia kea Ho aloha kamehameha me Wakainana Ano hano ko inoa kako Kalahui o Molokai luna Hei noa no Me Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau ia oe O me hana o pule o Me Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau ia oe O me hana o pule o E aloha no makua denia O ka lau papa Kana aina Ke ia Ano hano ko inoa kako Kalahui o Molokai luna Hei noa no Me Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau ia oe O me hana o pule o Me Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau ia oe O me hana o pule o Me Molokai nui a hina E ola mau E aloha wau ia oe O me hana o pule o Me Molokai nui a hina
right, there we have it. So, that was our longer Lono listening moment to make up for last stream's lack of Lono listening moment. And now it is 5 minutes to the bottom of the hour, which means it's time to wrap things up. Terry in Scotland letting us know that you can make peanut butter pie the same way you can make pecan pie. You just substitute out the pecans for the peanut butter, which seems really weird to me because the peanut... It seems really weird to me. Then again, I've never made a pecan pie because I don't really I don't like the goo, you know? I'm very confused. And then, right, exactly, Andre. Hey, you got your peanut butter in my goo. Hey, you got your goo in my peanut butter. Okay, let's make a pie. I guess that's how that happened, right? I don't know. And Darlene, yes, beautiful holo holo to Molokai. And from what I've heard, a little birdie told me, little birdies have been known to lie now and again, so it's hard to say if this is a fib. But from what I have heard from a little birdie, the next set of videos coming out of Iwi Music, aka Lono and his Iwi Band, is going to feature a lot of, it's not just going to be performance videos. It's going to feature a lot of Molokai footage and landscape. So, hopefully, hopefully little birdie was not lying, and hopefully we will get to see more of Molokai. And the best way to see Molokai, as far as Molokai residents are concerned, is via a video and not on the island, because basically you saw some of those signs and read what they said in that video. Welcome to Molokai, spend your money, and then go home. It's kind of the attitude there. Like I was mentioning in the chat to Darlene, not a whole lot of hotels on Molokai, mostly because they don't want to encourage the tourism industry. There's limited water and resources on that island, and the more tourists you have, the more hotel pools you gotta fill, the more hotel toilets you gotta flush. And so, so they are very, very, very strict about water allocation resources, from what I understand. And so, lack of hotel development is the priority of the Friendly Isle. I still cannot get over how wrongly named the Friendly Isle is, but that's okay. That is okay. All right. Andre, no, I have not tried a MacNut pie, but I would definitely try a MacNut pie. I think there's a bakery in Seattle called Cakes of Paradise that has a MacNut pie that I was looking at, and it was like, that looks tasty. That looks tasty. And so, let's see here. Yes, Andre, I do remember Molokai as a kid. It was so boring, but pretty. So I just go and visit and leave and then come. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's not a lot to do, and they kind of want to keep it that way. So there you go. And Darlene, exactly, you get it. They don't want the island run over. It's not, they have watched the other islands not only get ruined by tourism, but get swayed by the promise of an economy and economic development for the sake of, in the name of tourism. But then you're at the ebb and flow of the tourist dollar, which then puts your island through, up and down. Whereas Molokai is like, we've kind of got this level here, and we don't want to rock the boat, basically. And I'm all for that logic. I am all for that. Not that it matters what the heck I think, because I don't live there, and I'm a Howley chick, so they really don't care what I think. But thank you guys so much for joining the stream today and basically chatting in the chat box. I know that it was a video heavy day today, but as you might be able to tell, the coughing and the sore throat needed the help today. And Pussycat, you're just gonna sit there and make me jealous. You're having key lime pie tonight with no peanut butter. That's fine. No peanut butter belongs on key lime pie, but you know where every key lime pie belongs? In my refrigerator, soon to be in my mouth, eventually in my belly. Every single pie. But I'll let you have yours. That's right. I'll let you. And Andre, I don't think I've ever had lilikoi meringue pie, but I would have lilikoi meringue pie. Absolutely. Take me there. And Darlene, gargle. Yes, I probably will once we are done. So, we will see each other hopefully next Wednesday, 4 p.m. West Coast time. And that'd be 1 p.m. I believe Hawaii time, 7 p.m. East Coast, 6 p.m. for Central Time. And before Wednesday, we might run across each other at the Daily Pigeon Live podcast with Andy Bumatai. But if not, we will see each other on Wednesday, 4 p.m. West Coast time, except for Rick and Darlene, who will be going to the cabin this week. And they may or may not be back in time. So there you go. All right, you guys, have yourself a great rest of the weekend, and I will see you in a couple days. Take care, y'all.